live stream is for entertainment and information purposes only. Do not copy our trades, as we're just trading to have fun. Many of our trades could already be closed before you even see us opening the trade on YouTube due to the delay of the stream, and we trade offline as well, so you do not get to see the complete picture. We make no claims of profitability. We're not licensed professionals, and we are not providing any investment or trading advice. Greater than 90% of all traders lose money, and we are not responsible or liable for any of your trading decisions or losses. Please trade on demo only and consult a licensed professional. Please read and understand CFTC Rule 4.41. Let's get to the charts and trade safe today.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, guys.
Hope you guys had a great day. Welcome to the Joker Trades and Futures Floor TV live stream. You can tell my energy's a little off today, guys. Pretty crappy day on my end. We'll chat about it, but I hope you guys had a good day. I hope everyone followed rules, unlike what I did. But I'm gonna pass the mic over to Futures Floor.
Yeah, well, we'll go over, if you want, what you went through today. It's always a good idea to explore our weaknesses and, more importantly, find solutions to it. And not just, the solution isn't a promise, in my opinion, that you're going to do it tomorrow. So we'll see. This could be something that I won't say we can work to your advantage. That would be maybe an overstatement, but you know, something that you can a lesson and a way to prevent it from happening again. I mean, I'll not that you know, look, I'm certainly no role model for this. Lord knows I break my rules. I broke some rules today too, but
Oh, you did? Okay.
But we'll talk about process, a little bit of the theory of process and how to put it into place, or at least what I know about it. We'll explore that, and curious to see if Joker thinks he can apply it to his trading, and move forward from there. Because look, I'm not perfect, but with the steps that I've put in place, I am a lot better than I was, let's say, 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. I've made some realizations, and one of them is that, and we've talked about this so many times, Joker, we agree on this. I know we do. You have to follow the rules, right? Right?
Tell me about it.
We have to follow the rules.
That's the number one thing you need to do in trading, guys. Follow your rules.
With that being agreed upon, the next question is, are all your rules spelled out clearly? Or is there wiggle room for you? Because I don't know. I didn't see what happened. But if there's wiggle room and you're taking it, then we have to find a way to eliminate the wiggle room into your rules.
In other words, isn't any wiggle room.
Yes, there is.
There's no wiggle room on my setup. When I'm invalidated,
I disagree.
I'm invalidated.
No, but I think there is wiggle room. I think you are giving yourself wiggle room, and the wiggle room is not having.
Oh no, there's wiggle room in my head when I'm in the trade screwing up. There shouldn't be any wiggle room in my setup though when I'm taking the trade, right? When I'm in the trade and I'm executing my position, I have a predetermined target. I have a predetermined stop loss. My problem is that when it gets to my stop loss, sometimes with this volatility, it gets to my stop loss and I'm negative 350, 375, let's say, a hypothetical, right? And I just can't handle it. I can't stomach it. So the problem that I run into, futures, is that I'm looking at the red and I don't know how to take a losing trade sometimes, right? Sometimes I'm fine. Sometimes I'll get stopped out, and I think it has a lot to do with my risk, right? The amount that I'm risking. Typically, I've noticed if I'm below $150, I don't have a problem stopping out and saying, all right, the heck with it. Let's move on to the next one. The second I go over $150 and I start getting to that 200 range, 300 range, that's when I turn into a bozo, right? That's when I turn into Bozo the Clown.
So the PDLL, let's get back to the PDLL, which
that's something I need to do.
I brought up. If you had a PDLL and it shut you down, I think you wouldn't.
Hey, Crispy.
You wouldn't be able to do that again. So you definitely have to apply a PDLL It has to get hit one day, and you have to see how you feel the next day. And if you feel like, you know what, that was a good thing, it saved me, then you need to keep the PDLL all the time going on your accounts. Definitely. And I don't have them on all my accounts now, which is not a good thing, but I have them on all my PAs. All my PAs have.
I've never put one up, right? I've never put one up. I do think that it's something I need to start considering, right? Forget considering. I think it's something that I need to entertain. I think it's something that I need to do. I need to give myself probably a $500, daily loss.
Yeah, I mean, even if you give yourself a little bit more room than you even feel you should, at least it's there. Like even if you're gonna go nuts, make it an emergency PDLL.
Right.
Because you got
at least you're getting stopped out if you screw up,
yeah.
Right? Like if you really go outside of your comfort zone, if you start breaking more rules or any really, right? That should prevent at least a blowout, right? That would have prevented me today from losing 4 freaking accounts, right?
They were copy traded?
I copy trade those Bulenox accounts. I was in a copy trade and I sucked it. Completely sucked it. Now look.
Can we walk through it? Can we walk through
Why
the
don't
trade?
we do that? Yeah, let's walk through it. Let's walk through it.
Tell me where you entered. Where was your original stop? Where did you move it? Why did you move it?
You can see the trade here if you're looking at my screen. Absolutely.
Let me get.
I don't know the ads. I don't have the ads on paper here, but I can show you where.
I mean, if you want, I don't want to.
No, of course.
Talk you into a corner if you want.
No, absolutely. So, I don't remember what time you got off. But there was a small long that I was looking at that I was eyeballing here at 11. But when I took, and this I believe is when I took the trade, I was expecting it to go much higher. I was looking for a pullback to pump, and this is where I got in. So I got in here thinking that the beginning of my model was going to start forming. Now, what was I looking for, right?
Wait, sorry, go back again. I was reading Crispy's comments and he made me laugh. The guy's a comedian.
Crispy's great, yeah. Crispy's.
Show me your entry. Exactly where? You're on the 1 minute. I can see you're on the 1 minute.
So right here on the 1 minute, I didn't take anything. I was looking for my confirmation. I wanted this to continue to play out and complete. So we completed at the high over here. And then we pulled down. We never took it out again. We came all the way back down for my retest and took out the low. So when we took out the low and I knew and I saw that we were taking out the low, I was looking now for this setup to happen on the 5 minute. So I was looking for this drop, and then I was looking for this pump. And then I was looking for this entire move to happen on the 5 minute. So I thought it came in here, and this is where it faked me out, right? I thought my move came in here. So I was using this here, this as my low, and then I got in somewhere around here on the retest and it just dropped down. So the second we dropped here, Mike, right? I got in here, right around this level, 18,614 area. As soon as we got down to that 565, it was a 50-point trade on 2 micros. It was $200. $200.
Okay.
The second we got down here, I was done. My trade was invalidated. I had no reason to be in the trade. Forget about what it did here, right? I'm looking for lower targets. I screwed up. I stayed in the trade.
But no, so you didn't set a stop. You didn't put.
I had a stop. I had a stop. My stop was right here.
Was it placed or was it just mental?
I got to go back and look at the stream. It was placed. But then what happened when it gets closer and closer? I'm like, nah, you know what? I start going to the left and I'm like, let's use this sort of block. So now I went from 569.
Well, now you're changing the trades. I do that too sometimes.
Exactly. So now I went from 569 to 400. So I said, you know what? I can handle this. These accounts can handle it. Bullshit. These accounts cannot handle 2 micros, another 150 points when I'm already down 70.
Okay, I'm going to cut you off right there and interject this. One thing you put in
Hey,
your
what's up, Woodchip?
one thing you add into your process. Hey, what's up, hardworking traders? One thing you add into your process. You can't move a trade from one time frame to another or from one setup to another. I mean, I do that sometimes, and
You
I
cannot.
always pay the price because I have fast rank goes, slow rank goes, and the fast Renko is like a 15-second chart. The slow Renkos is like a 30-second chart. They all have less risk or more risk as you go higher. So I take it on the fast Renko, and then I'm supposed to get out, but then I say, oh, well, why not stay in? The slower Renko still is in the trade. I apply it there, and then I get stopped out on the slow Renko, but I don't take it because I say, okay, the 1 minute chart, and I find one reason. But the problem is my profit target was based on the fast Renko, and let's say it would have been 7 points. And now with the 1 minute chart, with this kind of volatility, I'm risking like 40 points. Yeah, so okay, so that's one thing you can put into your process. No moving your logic from one time frame to another, or from one swing low or one level to one that's farther away.
I just completely shit the bed today, futures. None of it should have happened. I should have gotten stopped out. And I've said this before. This is my one real issue when I'm trading. It's my one real issue. It doesn't happen all the time. 95% of the time, I'm taking my stops. I'm taking the trades. I'm playing it out. I'm content. I'm like, all right, we're going to get the next one when it comes in. But that 5%, when it hits me, man, does it hit me, huh? I turn into full-blown stupid.
Did you add on the trade, or it just?
I did. So we started with moving the stop, and then we start adding. We didn't add many. I was in with 2. I think I added 2 contracts, right? 1 and 1, but it does not take much for 4 micros to rip you. And funny enough, let's say hypothetically speaking, I didn't add until the setup actually came in, which is what so we'll get into something else in a second, but I eventually ended up taking another trade. So just to sum things up about the shit part of the day, we blow those 4 accounts, and then I go and I revenge trade, right? I get off stream. I had to get on a call with an attorney for some other stuff I'm dealing with. The news was fine, nothing great, nothing good, but I'm already tilting out from the trade. So I decided to take one of my 50K Apex accounts that was brand new. It was like $300 in profit, nothing crazy. I added that in my losses, right? So you can account for that. And I blew that shit too. Goodbye Apex account. So now we're down to 19. However, we walked away, we shut down. I said, you know what, this is bullshit. And I stopped trading. I came back, however, during the PM session. So I let myself regroup. I sat down and I said to myself, what are you doing? You jumped into a trade without your model forming. You planned your trade. You had everything set up. You had everything aligned. You have everything ready to go the way you're supposed to take that trade. And what do? The opposite, right? You do not take the trade correctly. You jump in and chase a move, right? Because I saw it move. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. I got someone knocking at my door. I think it's a little miss. I can tell by the knock. Just bear with me 1 second. Oh, that doesn't work. Let me undo that. I forgot. This is the only option I have.
Okay, guys, so I'll take a quick look at the charts. Well, on the 1 minute, obviously, we are in a downtrend. I'll open it up. That's the obvious downtrend that I'm looking at right now, given that I focus only on the short term. Put in a couple of trend lines, although those really don't factor in too much into my decision making, but I like to have them up.
Sorry about that, guys. That was my little man. He wanted to show me an art drawing he did.
Hmm.
But yeah, so like I said, we blew another account, right? We go in, revenge trade, blew another account, come back to the charts, and then we wait for this setup. Let me see. You know what? I can actually show you guys. I think I put something up. I saved something. I sent it to a friend, so that and I put a recap up so that I can actually go into it. Let's see if this works. Unfortunately, it does not. I don't know why. Try that again. Oh, it is. It does work. Okay. Okay, it is working. So I saved this on purpose, right? Because I need this data too. So I saved this on purpose. So this is what we did. This is the good trades, right? This is how we ended the day. So the day was not all bad at the end, right? After we pulled our head out of our ass, we decided to, yes, overtrade. Definitely did some over trading, revenge trading, whatever you want to call it. But it was all taken inside of the model after it came in, right? You're looking at my chart now that it actually came in, realigned. You guys can see it's been playing out. The alignment was the same. We just moved it over in the correct location after the setup came in. So I went ahead and I took the trade with multiple accounts, and we ended 31,000 green, I think, for the day. So it wasn't all bad. We lost 6,100 on funded accounts total, and we made 11,300 on funded accounts. After the loss, we ended up with 5,200 or so, give or take, something like that. But I did reactivate 3 Bulenox accounts, and I took a singular trade with 5 micros on that long, and we ended up with $1,500, $1,600 on each account. Right, and you can see those. It's the BX accounts. Those are funded BX accounts again. So they ended green, guys. Right, we did not end on a negative note, but it was absolutely shit. Just because the day ended green, I'm happy that I took the trade on the setup and I was able to push the button correctly and come out on top. But I'm really disappointed in myself for blowing those accounts and taking a trade that was outside of my setup. What was that, wood chip? Close that 1 micro 100 make you holler. Wood chip, what the hell size you trading to get those numbers? Jeez. 5 micros, wood chip. You can actually see the chart. It's actually up 2 micros, right? 2 micros. I held 1 runner. After that, I held a runner, the whole way, but I didn't care. I was up for it because I was waiting for the setup to add. As soon as we came in, 4 micros, whatever it is, right? And we took the trade. I'll zoom in so you guys can see it a little bit better, right? But some of them were 3 and 2 micros, right? So it wasn't. No, I didn't do it on stream, unfortunately, but I did save the trades here so that we can go back and look at them. This long right here is where I funded the last account on the bottom. It's a 300K. So I did fund a 300K account with 10 minis. with 10 minis. So, I mean, it was kind of the plan anyway, right? I don't want these accounts. I'm not looking to sit here with evaluation accounts. So we ended up funding a 300K account. So we got a nice account, $7,500 in drawdown. We will trade the shit out of that account. And lots of trades like wood chip style. You better believe it, dude. And it wasn't that I took a lot of trades. This was the same trade. I just closed, new trade, right? Closed, and then I added 1 here as a tester. And then it dropped a little bit, no big deal. But I added when it came to my level, and then we took the rip. So this was 3 trades. This was a total of 3 trades, and these accounts were all done copying these same exact 3 trades, including the one on the bottom, which took the last trade to fund at the top. So again, guys, they ended green. I love my analysis. I'm sticking to it. I don't think anybody comes close to analyzing the fucking charts like I do. Excuse my language. But I suck at trading, right? And that's okay. I'm doing this 13 months. I know that. I've got a lot of work to do. I've got to fix the shit that messes me up. But that's why we're not copying 34 accounts, right? 30 accounts, because we are down the 4 accounts that we blew. We did refund the BX account, so we're looking at the same amount. We're looking at 23, 26, not 27. So we're -1 because we don't have the fourth Bulenox activated. But it is what it is, guys. We're not going to cry over spilled milk. These are lessons. I'm not sitting here bragging, nor do I want to sit here and say that I'm proud of the PM wins that we got here. Right? I'm not. The PM session wins. I am proud that I took them on the correct trade and how I took them. I'm not proud of myself for taking them with 15 accounts because I'm somewhat revenge trading, right? Like, let's be honest, guys. That's revenge trading. All right? That's revenge trading to its finest. I got lucky, right? Maybe it wasn't so much luck and it was more following my actual fucking plan. Again, sorry about the cursing. These channels should be adults only.
Should be.
But look, guys, it's done. It's done. We're over it. We're moving forward. We ended green. We're really disappointed in how the day started and ended. Let's be honest. I feel better at the fact that I'm $6,000, $5,500 more in equity than I was before the day started, collectively on my accounts. So yes, that's a good thing. But at the end of the day, guys, how we got there, losing those 4 Bulenox accounts, that shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen. I don't even care for the 6,000 green, 5,500 green, right? It's not something that I needed. I would have preferred to have my Bulenox accounts, get one of them to pay out, and have the other accounts, just piggybacking when they're ready for payout, they'll get there. On a positive note, we did get an account to pay out, maybe 2, right, on the Apex side. So I didn't mention that. We are also requesting some payouts. So again, not all bad guys, right? Overall, most people will be like, oh, yeah, I had a great fucking day. I had a shitty day. I had an absolute shit day. Worst fucking trading ever, right? One of my worst trades that I've taken, right? And it's not the trade. Trade was solid. Just get stopped out, right? My behavior, horrible. So I'm not proud of the win. I'm not going to brag about the win. And you'll hear me on repeat today tell you guys that it was the worst trading. Some of the worst trading, and there's nothing to be proud about the green that you guys were looking at before. So I'm going to end on that note with my recap. Let's jump into yours, Futures. How did your day go?
No,
I know you closed down the stream somewhat early.
I'm not letting it go yet. I have
Oh,
I have
all
a few
right,
things
all right.
to
We're
bring
not
up.
done. Fair enough. Fair enough. Touché.
We've discussed again many times also process over P&L, right? So yeah, you ended green numerically, but also you've committed let's call it a crime, a sin, a mistake, and
all of the above.
a trading error that shouldn't be repeated.
All of the above.
The biggest of, because you sacrificed the entire account, and that's different than entering a trade that you shouldn't have entered, but you stop yourself out. So I don't want to prolong the conversation too long, but
No,
you
please don't worry about it.
definitely have to put steps in place so that you don't blow accounts. So as a minimum, for yourself, figure out a certain parachute PDLL where, okay, this has gone too far. If you don't want to set if you don't want to say, look, if I'm down 300, take me out. If you don't want to set a tight PDLL, if you still want to give yourself wiggle room, then set yourself at least one that you say, okay, that's it, max. If I've gotten myself to here, I'm probably derailed. The account has to close. I'm not going to continue and try to make it back. Set it to 1/3 of the account, a half of the account, 2/3 of the account. I don't think you should go beyond 2/3 of the account. I can't say 3/4 of the account because you're really not leaving yourself with much. But you definitely got to set some type of PDLL. From my experience, And from what I went through with Alex, the best is a tight PDLL. Let's say on a 50,
I'm not going to disagree.
On a 50K account, 300, somewhere around that level. And if you want to go max, I know with Apex it's 2,500. The trailing drawdown, take 20% of that. Cut it into 5 pieces. Take 20%. That would be 500. You hit 500. That's it. The account closes automatically. You don't even get a decision in it. You got to set them. You got to set them.
You are not wrong, sir. You are not wrong.
I fought it for a long time. I really did. I'm telling you from experience. A long time. And when I mean a long time, I don't mean 3 weeks. I would not set them. And now I look back and I say, oh my God, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. The first time I ever set a PDLL was with Topstep X. I put it up and I said, oh my God, look how that stopped me from shooting myself in the head. And
I gotta work on that, Futures. I think that's probably some of the best advice, right? We spoke about this before. We've had this conversation. I have not implemented it, but I think that this is something that I'm gonna need to put into place quickly.
Yeah, because
right?
It's a shame. You get all those accounts. You work so hard to get them to pay, to get them to, let's say, sim funded or whatever you want to call it, and then to blow them on one trade. And here's the
on one trade.
And here's the other thing.
That's so disappointing.
You said they were Bulenox accounts. Okay, if they were Apex accounts, it would be asinine to blow an account in one day, because Apex won't pay you if you lose more than 30% of either the trailing drawdown, the higher of, or your, let's say, I think it's your high water mark, or no, it's your starting day's profit. And it's is it the larger number or the lesser number? Anyways, let's just make it simple. If it's a 50,000 account, it's 30% of 2,500 until you get the account over 52,500. And then
I think so, yes.
Yeah, so if you get the account to $3,000, you're at 53,000, then it's 30% of the 3,000. So, it would be ridiculous to lose the account, because it's after 30%, you're screwed anyways. You won't get the payout. So really what you're doing is you're just throwing money away for absolutely no reason.
Oh, forgot to turn my screen back on, guys. Apologize. No, we did enter a long, by the way. Forgot to mention.
Yeah. So I'm going to bug you to do that. At least do it on one account. Try it out. See how you feel the next day.
I think I need to do it on all of my accounts, Futures. I think I need to just put the daily loss limit, set it in place, $500, $500, and then call it.
And you need to see how you feel the next day. And once you go through it and you say to yourself, wow, that was a good thing that was there. I think it'll be easier for you to keep it in there.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a go. Like there's no and ifs or buts. We're gonna give it a go. The one thing I am gonna say is that I'm what I like about what happened today is that I feel a little bit more comfortable taking my trades again. Jumping back into my positions. I feel like I hit a wall. I was maybe almost scared to trade for some stupid reason. If that makes any sense, Futures.
Okay, yeah.
So, good and bad comes with that, right? Like that can lead to over trading, that can lead to over leveraging, that can lead to quite a few things. So you get everything has to come with a balance, right? Everything has to come with a balance, and I'm still figuring that out, right? I still need to figure out that balance. I think it's going to take some time. Right? I don't think it's something that necessarily happens overnight. Okay? That's my opinion. And we're gonna take it with a grain of salt. We're gonna take it with a grain of salt.
We're gonna put our PDLLs in place.
And we have to put our PDLLs in place.
Commit. I'm gonna bug you. I'm not gonna let go.
No, please do.
I'm not gonna let go. I'm gonna bug you.
It's something that I need to do. We'll work on that off stream one of these days. I figured out how to do it, but you know, maybe there's some advice you want to give me to it. I don't know if there's something maybe I'm missing, whatever. But hold me to it. I'm gonna do it. There's no reason for me to be taking trades, risking more than X amount on these funded accounts, right? And the reality is I don't copy trade. So if I'm putting a $200 daily loss limit, let's say, right? Let's say we get a little tight with it. And let's say we put a $250 daily loss limit. At least I know I'm not going to be trading with more than 1 or 2 micros, right? Because if I do and the market moves against me, it's not really going to, it's not going to work out in my favor by any means, right? I'll be blowing I'll blow my daily loss limit in a matter of minutes. Okay? So we're going to keep it at like 250. We're going to continue trading small like we said we were, right? We're going to go back to that and sticking with the 2 micros. And that's it. If I hit a daily loss limit on an account, right? Or if I'm copying my Bulenox accounts and I hit a daily loss limit on, across the board, 3 accounts, no problem. We can switch.
That's it, exactly.
I've got 30 accounts.
Yeah.
I'll go to another account. If I want to continue trading, I've got another $250 daily loss limit that if it goes against me again, I walk away. I don't lose everything. If I want to pick another account, take another one of the fucking 30, excuse my language. And if it stops me again, then at that point, and I go and I lose my daily loss limit on the 3rd account, then maybe I should tell myself, hey, you know what, dude? Maybe now you should just walk away and take a freaking break. You were wrong enough times. You're down $750, right? Maybe more if I'm copying those 3 accounts. But you're down X amount. Why keep going? Take a break. Walk away. Let's come back on the next session, right? That's it. So I gotta try to stick with that. I gotta follow those rules, right? Which are just a small piece of the rules that I need to follow when it comes to trading, right? Rule number 1, don't take a trade if your setup is not there, right? Like I did today. I jumped into a trade, no setup. So what happened? I ate my face. From there, I started breaking every other rule, right? You're not supposed to move your stop. You take your position. If you're taking a trade, your setup comes in. What does that mean? That means that you have a stop predetermined, you have a target predetermined, and you have the size of your position predetermined. Okay? It's that simple. So if your setup comes in, all 3 of those things have to align. If the dollar amount doesn't work with your daily loss limit or what you're willing to risk, it's a no trade, right? If you can't deliver, if you can't successfully jump into a trade where the minimum we can use is 1 micro, and you don't have a risk that aligns with what you're willing to risk on that account with 1 micro, you don't take the trade, futures. Right? So my rules are solid. My rules are not the problem. My setup is not the problem, right? My model is also really solid, right? Like to the point where I'll analyze, right? My brother comes in and goes, oh, don't use paths. That's how I trade, right? I use the path tool. I analyze the chart. I look for something very specific, right? If you look over here, this is what I'm looking for, right? I look for something very specific and I do run with it. I look to take my trade when it plays out, when I have the structure that I'm looking for, right? Then I will use my path tool because I'm not drawing this out of thin air. It's not coming, I'm not pulling this out of my ass, right? This is something that I look for in the market. This is my pattern. This is my setup. Call it whatever you want. This is how I trade the algorithm. I need very specific levels to get taken out. I need very specific levels to displace. I need very specific levels to retrace. And I need very specific time frames to completely play out to give me the same exact repeat model that it already started when it went into that mode. So again, it's not for everyone. This might not work, right? This might be something that's a fluke. Maybe I'm getting lucky. Who knows? But at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, it's my setup. It's my plan. I have it predetermined, Mike. I just keep failing on the execution, right? I execute at the wrong times. I jump in without following my strategy. And then at times I will move my stop, right? Think that my shit doesn't stink. knowing that I'm already invalidated and that I'm wrong in the moment, but for whatever reason, we stay in the loser, right? We stay in that losing trade. And our bias is just so stuck. It's so stuck that even after my invalidation comes in, I'm still in it. I'm still just sitting there looking at it, just going down and down and down, or up, whatever, right? But in the opposite direction of where I'm trading, and I'm knowing where it's going, right? Knowing that my model did not come in, knowing that my model is not playing out, knowing that I'm not taking the trade at the right time. But that's where the screw ups happen, futures. That's where we start messing up, right? Once we get ourselves outside of our comfort zone, outside of our setup, we're no longer following our plan, everything's out the window. All rules are out the window. I mean, it's no longer trading, right? Now we're gambling. Now we're gambling. And I mentioned this before, I don't gamble. I don't like to gamble. And when I catch myself gambling, right, I get very disappointed in myself, because that's what I end up doing when I'm doing stupid things, right? I'm hoping that it's going to do something other than what I'm analyzing, right? Something outside of my plan. So, look, hopefully over time we fix this stuff.
You solved it. You solved it. I heard your solution. Your solution was a PDLL for your accounts. Now
rotate out my account.
And rotate. Now I realize before I said 10%, 20%, 30%, that was giving you not leeway, but you know, like 50%, it's maximum 66%, although I think that's crazy. Nope, you answered it all there in your speech. A small PDLL, you hit it. Okay, that account's done for today. No damage really is done to the account. Minor damage, it's a little scratch on the car. Easily repaired. On to the next one. And yep, if you hit 2 or 3, I think if you have 2 or 3 accounts that hit those PDLLs, I think you'll realize, you'll say, you know what, I'm done for trading for today. I'll come back tomorrow. Whatever I'm doing is not working.
Exactly. Once you know that you've already taken enough losses and you can't get back in to try to recover them until it resets, right? Until the next day, you know, it changes things. It changes things slightly, right? It should change my psyche a little bit, right? Is what I'm hoping.
So the next thing, do you have to write it down, or are you gonna? You don't want to write it down on a little cue card and put it on your desk?
You know what's funny? That's what my brother keeps telling me, and he keeps on ripping me because I don't write them. I can repeat them. I can repeat my rules to you. I can repeat everything to you.
I know, but it's easy to
But I don't have them written. I don't have them written.
It's easy to not commit to it.
Yeah, well, but you write them down. It's just as easy to not commit to them. You know, even if you have them written. So just because you write something down doesn't mean you're necessarily going to commit to it.
But you don't have a choice. Because once you set a PDLL, it's going to kick in anyways.
But that's what I mean. The PDLL now is something that's more important to me than writing the rules that I have already identified that I need to follow, right? It's not, the rules are not the problem. I'm the problem. That's the truth, right? The rules are not the problem. It comes down to me. It comes down to me not being able to accept, right? Not being able to accept a loss. And I know that's my biggest issue. Right? I've established that some time ago. And I don't like losing. Right? I don't like losing. I've never liked losing. I never liked losing playing a handball game, right? I'm the sore loser, right? I'm not a sore loser, but I'm that loser that wants to run it back every time, right?
Yeah, but your problem is solved. I feel good. Your problem is solved. You're gonna say.
I think we have a good solution.
Yeah.
I think we have a good solution that I want to implement. I'm not going to sit here and say my problem is solved until I implement it.
Well, you are going to implement it, because I'm going to check in with you tomorrow.
No, definitely going to implement it. We're going to implement it tonight.
This isn't something, let's try it out. Let's try it out in September. This is tomorrow.
Correct. Absolutely. This is something that I'm going to be doing tonight, right? Tonight when we get off the stream, we'll log into the Tradeovate. I don't know how to do it on my Bulenox, on the Rhythmic Pro. That's the one thing I have not figured out. Rhythmic Trader Pro, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But I figured out how to do it on my Apex accounts on Tradeovate. That's easy enough. And I don't know how to do it on my Take Profit accounts.
Who are you with Rhythmic? Apex or Bulenox?
Bulenox.
Okay, well, I'll show you. It's easy.
Oh, so you use the Rhythmic Pro, the Rhythmic Trader Pro?
Yep.
Perfect.
With Bulenox.
Okay, cool.
With Bulenox.
With Bulenox, yeah, same thing with me.
I left Rhythmic with Apex. I'm all Tradeovate now.
Same.
But and I guess eventually I'll talk to Bulenox, or I'll send them the email and I'll tell them to put me on Project X.
Okay.
I guess eventually, but I don't know. I like having Ninja Trader with Bulenox, so for now I'm keeping it. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is,
the thing is, you
you
can have Ninja Trader with Tradeovate as well.
Yeah. Well, do they have Tradeovate with Bulenox? I don't know.
Bulenox does not have. So even if they do, I think what they offer is not worth it. I think there's something that's fishy with their with those other accounts. I think everyone goes with that Rhythmic option 1 for some reason.
I don't think this is. I don't remember. I don't look that carefully, but I feel like either my brain told me I just want to stay with Rhythmic, or there isn't a Tradeovate option with Bulenox. I can't say either way. I don't know. I don't know means I don't know, so I'll have to look into it. But no, I'm not going to look into it because if I switch, I'm going to switch to Project X. I like the X platform. I like it with topstep, so.
I haven't even seen the Project X platform. I've heard of it. Cause didn't the Apex drop their own also? Didn't they drop like a Welchar? What's it called?
Oh, yeah, I heard about that, yeah.
I think
I don't know if they dropped it, but I think they were supposed to.
They did. You can actually pick up accounts using those charts.
Oh, yeah?
From what I understand, yeah.
Okay.
From what I understand.
Well, Project X is a good platform. Platform X, whatever it's called. I think it's called Project X.
Project X, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll implement those things, futures. We'll get that daily loss limit in moving forward, so that way we don't have those issues again. And,
with me,
we'll put it.
I revenge trade, and now I've stopped. And I told you I haven't traded the PA accounts in a while because I was trading way too sloppy. And when I lose, especially in the PAs, I revenge trade. And what happens is I forget about my PDLLs. So I'll take a 2-lot, let's say on a 50K account, and I'll lose $60, $70, and then I'll say fuck off, and I'll do like a 10 micro. And then it just moves a little bit, and I get liquidated. And I say, what the fuck? You fucking idiot. What did you do? Why did you revenge? You can't even go to big size, or you can't DCA. You have to...
Not in this market.
No, what I'm saying, but with my PDLL, I have to stay at my conservative size, because if not, just...
because you DCA'd and a small move...
Yeah, just
clipped it. Yeah, I got you. It triggered your...
It triggers the PDLL and say, oh my God, you idiot. You forgot about the PDLL. You can't do that. You don't have room for that anymore to do that.
Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I have to always remind... Well, now I remember, but in the beginning, I forgot that I had those set. Well, I've taken.
Are we gonna get the 500s, guys? Are we gonna see the 500s right now?
I've taken a couple of trades, but not really doing too well. I'm down a little bit.
750 macro. I want to see it go straight up right now, futures. I want to see this thing go up 100 points.
Can we go down 30 first?
I can afford that. I can afford that for you. I can afford 30 for you.
Actually, you know what? With that tiny little loss, no, I'm out. My what I was following got stopped out, so I actually got out at a better price.
Okay, good.
Who knows? The algo is switched to long, so maybe we're gonna create a little bit of a rounding bottom over here, possibly. We'll see.
I can still see 380, right? I can still see 380. I'm in with 3 micros here. I'm risking about, I'm at 350 right now on my stop. I'm trying not to move it, right?
You're
I'm
long,
trying to
right?
leave it alone. I'm on a long. I'm in a long. I'm in from 411 and a quarter.
Okay.
So we're risking about 60 points. I might de-risk a little bit. I was putting 2 up at 536. But this is a take profit account. I keep forgetting that the take profit accounts only have 2,000 drawdown. You don't even have 25 like the other ones. So with take profit, I feel like I should be no more than 1, maybe overextended 2 micros. I'm in with 3 on this one, so I'm debating honestly taking off 2 contracts and just leaving it with the 1 on the trade. But we'll see, man. I'm also, like I said, I'm also just trying to trade my setup from now on. I'm trying to feel a little bit more comfortable just taking the position, taking the loss, right? It's like, you know, you start trading your funded accounts with fear, you know, because you start blowing them, you know, you get, and it always happens to me when I'm close to payout futures. I do such a great job trading.
Well, you're gonna
properly.
see. You're gonna see. Sorry, I was just reading the chat in your on your stream. You're gonna see the PDLL is it's a heck of a safety net. And
Yeah,
if you're not like me and you don't forget that it's there, you're gonna be happy that it's there because you know that you can't cause self-inflicted damage. You know
right.
You know it's even
right. You know it's limited, right? You know that it's limited.
Yeah, it's like even in sports, a lot of times, you can let the player beat himself. You know, like that's an expression. You don't even have to try sometimes that hard against certain players because they do stuff that is
they end up losing on their own.
Yeah, they get either too aggressive or whatever, but they throw the game away, and you can just.
It's the same thing with trading futures. We throw the game away. You know, it's the second you start shifting from the plan, you're gonna throw the game.
Yeah, how much money?
You're gonna throw the game.
How much money the prop firms make from our human weaknesses, eh?
Oh, it's such a genius
business
model.
Plan, yeah.
Business plan, such a genius business plan that they did with these prop firms. It's unbelievable. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. I still can. I want to see it, but I don't want to see it. This other leg. I really don't want to see us come down to this order block, but we can, right? This block. We just moved our stop a little, just a little. But I want to see the symmetry. Right? It still lines up with my model that we're trading. Still have the room. I knew I entered a little early on the 5-second. But we're not going to do that same thing, right? We're not going to throw away these accounts.
I was just going to say, if you're going to move your stop, give yourself a maximum. Like, okay, another 10 points or 1 ATR. Maybe right now the ATR is 14. So maybe another 14 points. But don't move your stop 60 points away to another swing low or another significant level that you're seeing.
No, I moved it about 20 points, but I still don't like it. I might close it here. I feel like we can definitely come down to the 42. It's basically where I'm at. Right at my stop, but I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. And Q, so we're at the level, approaching it for the most part, right? It's the order block here. This is the 1 minute. Same thing on the 5.
Yeah, I'm checking my cell phone. JOKOUR Trades is he's live now. He's streaming. I just saw it on my phone.
Oh, you got a notification?
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's go to his stream. I'm short. What chip? I'm short 92 1 micro.
That's why I should have closed those 2, right? My gut was telling me close those 2. I would have been down $60 right now, $70 instead of 280. Right? That's why my gut was telling me that. right? So my stop right now is exactly where my it's right on my invalidation, right? With no room, with zero room. So I want to risk a little. We are going to risk very little, right? But we're going to shut this trade down if it starts going against us. Let's go to this.
What about removing your ability to add as well?
Well, I want to add when the model comes in, right? I want to add when you see the actual setup. But again, you know, the zero's here. We're coming to the zero. We might be shutting this one down though, even before it even hits my stop. I don't think I'm gonna risk much more. Go to that 50 from here. There's the protected order block here. I gotta go to the 1 minute. Stop and profit. Nice wood chip. Right, this is my order block.
Job. I kind of screwed up on my early evening trading. I got chopped up in that little sideways action. From 9, actually there was 2 of them, but the one from 925 to 940, 950.
18270 is my invalidation on this one. 253, but do I like that? That's 100 points from here. That's how much? That's 100 points is 246. I don't want to risk $600. It's not worth it.
Sparky, I fed you already, Sparks.
Only 30 points is stopped. See, we gotta start listening to Woodchip over here. Woodchip is like the master of the entries.
Yeah, Woodchip has a hot hand quite often.
Woodchip is the master over here. The level, maybe one more sweep. $358 stop now. 358 stop. Are we in a short still, Woodchip? I can't tell. Oh, gosh. There it goes. Now I really don't like it. Unless we rebalance. Where's this? Come on, we're over here moving stops again, guys. We're moving stops. And I would have been stopped out, right? If I had that daily loss already, I would have been stopped out.
Well,
5 second.
You can't allow yourself to keep repeating the same mistakes. So you have to start. Right now is your first exercise in asking yourself, do you want to continue doing this, or you just want to take the loss and switch accounts and just dump it, leave this one alone. And even do what FSP does. When he loses an account, he takes the same trade, close it down at -300 or whatever you're at. I don't see it, and then reopen the trade in another account. But don't let any account get hurt for more than $250. Don't put $800 risk on one account. It's too much.
FSP is not exactly somebody that I would want to be mimicking.
Okay, well there you go then. So then cut it.
He goes through a lot of accounts. A lot.
Yeah, no, I was just saying how he transfers his trade from one account to another. So when you get the -300 as a minimum, close it out on one. And then let's say if you're short one contract and you're down 300, you close it in that account's down 300. That's it for that evening or that day for that account. And then reopen your short in another account if you're so eager to continue holding it as it moves against you. But at least don't let an account get damaged badly. In other words, if it's a car, drive it slower. So if you have an accident, it's only a small fender bender or a scratch. Don't wreck the car.
No, I get it. It's not. I understand the concept. It's not about not understanding the concept. It's about accepting that loss, right? That's what it comes down to. Right? It's not about that, and it's not. And again, when it comes to the trades, I have a specific plan in mind, but I don't follow the plan. right? I always screw, even here, right? I'm simply not following the plan. The trade might come in, but why do I need to be in the red so much, right? I can get stopped out for 50, 60 bucks, and I can enter at the bottom. And this is the part that I don't understand why I do this shit on repeat. If I would have gotten stopped out for 60, 70 bucks, right, where my invalidation came in, right? Futures, I get stopped out. Now I get the setup, right? Let's say the setup comes in. Hypothetical scenario. You enter at a lower level. You take the trade. Now I don't want to enter, but even if I do enter, I'm also in recovery mode. So if I go and I take profits, I'm taking out of this, right? I'm still taking a loss. That's massive here. Now, yes, the trade might play out and I might come into profits eventually with the trade, but if I would have clipped it, 60 bucks loss, I could recover faster by just taking the trade properly when it comes in. So, you know, these are things that I have to learn. And if it means blowing more accounts to figure it out sometimes, right? To figure out how stupid you are, that's kind of what has to happen at times. That's just human nature, unfortunately. Right? We need to sometimes go through that bullshit ourselves. But I'm trying to stick with just a few micros. I do want to add when we, you know, if something good comes in play, but I almost just want to just hold it to target, risk what I'm risking, and just let it move up with three contracts, right? It still would be a beautiful trade if it plays out, you know. But I just don't understand why I analyze something very specific, and I want to take the trade up here. You know what I mean? Like that's the part that I'm still struggling with. Like pretty bad. Like I don't understand why I analyze. We were just talking about it. I analyze something very specific. And then I kind of go against it and I do something completely opposite, you know, during the process. So whatever. But you see right now I didn't add, right? I didn't take a new position, which would have been what? Right? Let's talk about it. Buy 2 contracts, right? Limit order as a hypothetical. So let's say I took my position where I was supposed to. You have your stop, you got your take profit. Okay? If I would have just entered right where I was, I would be up 208 bucks. Right? With 2 micros. So there's no logic. There's no logic behind making moves like that. There's no logic in being down 450 bucks so that then you can just wait so that if it retraces. And even if my analysis is correct, right? Still an if. But let's say it is correct. I would have been in profit 400 bucks, man. If it goes back to my break even, back just back to the highs, right? Which is pretty much my break even. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's wrong with me, but hopefully we'll figure it out over time. Hopefully we figure it out. I have said this. I think Crispy was asking me the other day about the volatile markets, right? If I like trading the volatility.
Okay.
I know we were talking about it as well, weren't we, Futures?
Yeah,
and you said you like the volatility because of the momentum.
Yeah.
So I'm the opposite, right? I don't like the volatility because it puts my invalidation levels at really stupid points. Like really, really bad points, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work for me. We're gonna add one. Maybe it was a stupid thing to do, but we're gonna add one. We are gonna de-risk quickly though, right? Because we're not gonna be stupid. It is what it is. I'm not gonna overthink how much we could make, right? If we get an opportunity to de-risk, we're gonna de-risk, guys, and we're gonna try to just trade with less contracts. We're gonna go back to 1.
Well,
I think I need to go.
Whenever I think about how much I can make, my friend James always says, no, you're thinking wrong. You don't think about how much you can make. You think about how much you're going to lose if you're wrong.
That's right.
But let the money just come naturally, but don't approach trading in that mentality, because that's the dangerous mentality. That's what'll get you. If I only take this amount and the market moves this much, I'll make this much. Yeah, but If it doesn't,
Right
how
now,
much are
this
you going to
market's
lose?
going against me, right? It's going against me.
Mhm.
We added one. Was it a good thing we said? We don't know, right? We're getting a little bit aggressive with this account. Moving my stop, you know, moving our stop. Can order block. I hate the invalidation levels. I hate it. I really do not like the volatility, Mike. I don't. I'm more content when we're trading inside
No.
of a
I hear,
a 300-point range, right?
yeah.
I like trading in the 300-point range and having the trades sitting somewhere between 50 and 70-point trades, right? So that way your invalidation level is not something that's sitting at 90 to 150 points sometimes. Right? Four damn micros. You got 5-minute moves that take the damn thing. Look at that. Look at, you know, bring it to straight up abuse. And I'm seeing these lower targets potentially, so oof. It's not looking good for this account, guys. Not looking good for this account. We're still risking though. We're still getting risky here. Risky and frisky. We don't like it, but we're there. We're already there. I'm short. Let's go. I hate you, Woodchip. I hate Woodchip. I'm gonna ban him from my channel. Come on.
That's crazy.
I don't really want to. I don't want to add though, but I feel like I might have to at some point. We got the symmetry. We got the fucking symmetry. We're at the 0, and we're also 1,000 down at the 0. Might just close it. We still got another, you know, chance to save this account. We don't have to completely abuse it. But it looks like we want to. Come on. Take this damn loss right now at $1,000. We're right at the fucking order block. I mean, we're right at the damn order block. Gonna reject. This should reject here, and if it doesn't, we're gonna be coming down a little bit lower, and that's not gonna be good. This account might be in rough shape if it doesn't reject on this order block. Bounce, not reject. We want to bounce. We don't want to see any rejections.
Well, we'll talk about this trade when it's completed.
You know what this is right here, futures. This is it's a Take Profit Pro account that I actually have 3 backup pro accounts.
Yeah, don't justify it.
I'm not justifying it. I'm trading like
justify
shit,
it
but
that way. Don't justify.
but
it
I did tell myself that I want to over leverage one of my Take Profit accounts, and I thought 3 micros was over leveraging, and it is over leveraging. I don't think you need to go with more than 3 for over leveraging in this volatility, because I wanted to trade it with 1, and I want to try to, you know, money. We're thinking about the money, right? Trying to get it to pay out. But it's, you know, you when you have as many as I have, sometimes you're sitting back and you're like, you know what, maybe we can take one and go a little bit more aggressive.
Perfect.
Right? And
But is this the way you want to do it? Perfect. You want to get more aggressive, but is this the way you should be doing more aggressive, do you think?
I think more aggressive should be 3 to 5 micros still holding a really solid stop, right? I think even if I was being aggressive with this trade, I think I should have been stopped out at $70, $80, $100.
Yeah, like,
and then just looked for correct and look for another one.
This is what I heard today. I heard you have a thesis on the market, and then when your thesis was, or your theory was proven wrong, you found a new theory that allowed you to, or either you found a new theory that allowed you
You
to
look
move
for an
the stop,
excuse.
or you just said, well, let me widen my stop and hope it comes back.
Right.
If it's
exactly.
the second one, that's the worst of the two. And actually, they're both bad. Why even rank them? Doesn't need to
they're
be
both
ranked.
bad.
They're both
Exactly. Bad. They're both bad. There should never be a new theory in the middle of an existing theory, right? If you're taking a trade, stop out when you're invalidated, right?
Did you have a hard stop on this one and then you canceled it or moved it, or
yes,
you did, again?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. No, stop doing that.
We sure did.
John,
we sure did.
Go get out that cue card. I'm sorry.
I think I might have to.
Go get out that cue card.
And slap it right on my monitor, right?
You just did what I was doing. You gave a whole lecture on what you shouldn't be doing, and it seems like you just like as you were giving that lecture to yourself,
I jump into doing the same thing.
You did it again. I think. I don't know.
No,
you're
right.
Banking money? No, I'm not banking money.
You're absolutely.
I think,
right.
like I said, I don't know your setups enough to say, but it seems like that's
no.
What
you are 100% correct.
And I was sitting here silent, like I sit silent when I'm burying myself because I don't.
No, I'm kind of saying right. Like every time I'm screwing up, I'm saying it. Like I'm just move my stop again, right? Like I'm not doing it and I'm not acknowledging it. Right, I'm acknowledging it. I'm saying it. I'm explaining what I'm doing.
You need some accountability. Somehow,
I know where this can go. I don't like how far down it can go, and how damaging it can be for where it reverses. Because it's marked right. If my first one didn't reverse, if I didn't get my trade, the trade comes here. Now, do we survive that there? I don't think so. Right? I don't think we survive that. Unless I de-risk in the red at some point if it gives it to me. So if we don't reject this order block here, if it doesn't reject this order block here, this thing can drop pretty fast down to that 170 area, right? Which is what 30 points for me. Let's say go to the 150, 160, 30 points. 3 contracts is what 30, 60, 120. All right, it's 122.
I didn't get your joke there, which at first.
Let me see. What do you say?
Oops, I did it again. Britney Spears. I thought he was talking about the music I was playing, but no, when
he's talking about me with the oops, I did it again. Either that or he's just banking money and he's over there messing with us with the oops, I did it again.
Maybe.
I think he's just killing these trades right now. And I'm over here just shitting the damn bed. See how it plays. Let's see how it plays. And then the other thing, you know what else happens, futures? You take these, you stop shitting in your bed. Thank you, Crispy. You could have made 4. I know, dude. I know. Just following Woodchip, right?
That was the other thing we talked about. It's also the opportunity cost when you're stuck in a trade. How many times I would go long when I'm supposed to be going short, and every fucking short trade is killing it, and I'm adding to my long, hoping that it recovers.
Yep.
And then I would blow an account. Like, these were all problems, and a lot of them I've solved, and I think you have to commit to solving yours. It's not a way to take trades. The way I'm, not your setups, but the way you're executing, the way you're moving your stops. And
100%. My execution sucks.
Trade. It's not a way to.
Nope. My execution sucks. When I fix that, I will see success in trading.
You can't say I'm going to enter here. I'm going to put my stop here because this is where it looks like I should stop out. This looks like the good stop. This is my target. And then it hits to your stop, and you say, okay, let me remove my stop, and let me repackage or reframe the trade. Well, if I put my stop here, and if I add, and then it hits there, and then you say, okay, now let's move this stop. Let's start over. Let me go down. Let me add. No. Like.
I think what I need to do is walk away. That's the other thing. Maybe I need to execute and like turn off my screen. Look at something else. Don't just put my position in, put my stop, at my invalidation level, and then I gotta walk away. I think I just need to not look at the screen. Maybe that's another solution. Who knows? But either way, it's definitely something that I need to get better about.
Are you
I
able
need
to
get
calculate
better.
how much you're risking per trade quickly before you enter the trade, or it's a bit of a problem?
No. You can easily just put your limit order, right? You go to 3 contracts, go to 2 contracts, put your take profit. So let's say I'm in a buy, put my limit here. I can put my stop, and I know if I'm risking here, I'm at 160, right? I'm at 170, whatever it is. So it tells me. So I have the ability to.
And do you try to risk approximately when you start into a trade? Do you try to approximately risk the same amount?
200. I usually try to keep my risk below 200, right? And I think that's a good risk. I think it's good enough.
Okay, then your PDLL is 400. That gives you 2 trades.
2 trades, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was going to put it at 500, so I give myself a little bit of wiggle room, right, in case I screw up, in case you do something stupid. And then you keep the daily loss limit to the 500 mark, right?
No, I would say 400. And I'll tell you why. Because 500, you're going to go in for 200, and then you're going to move your stop and say, "Let me make this trade a $500 trade." And when I would revenge trade and oversize on my next trade, I would get punished for it immediately. My account would just auto liquidate, and that was it. So I can't do that anymore. You're going to realize you can't do that anymore. So you have to take your stop and then find another trade for $200. Because if you add to your trade, you don't have another full stop of 200 because now you have double size. You have less of a full stop.
Or you screw up and you end up getting stopped out for 400 on a single trade. Right? And at least that way shit, I just screwed up.
Either way.
I didn't even give myself a
400 is good, not 500. 400 is good, in my opinion. I'll end that with my opinion.
I'll go with it. I'm going to run with 400.
As Joker says, and I say, we're not financial advisors. I'm not giving advice. I'm just saying my opinion.
That's right. But I like your opinion. I value it, so we'll use it. Right? I think 400 is a good level. I think 400 is still too high, right? Let's be honest. If we have a $2,600 drawdown, 400 is still too high for these accounts. However, considering that they're, prop firm accounts, maybe that number makes sense, right? Maybe that number is not
because they're prop
terrible.
firm accounts. We don't trade them at the same way we would trade a cash account. Of course, a cash account you'd risk
1%, half of a percent,
small amount.
2%, 2% on an A+.
You do that on your $2,500 account. You're not passing an account for a year and a half. It's ridiculous. No, of course, the rules of engagement are different with prop accounts. But with that being said, it still doesn't allow you to formulate a thesis, have a stop for 200, get there and say, okay, let me remove it and see how I can modify this trade, so that I can hopefully salvage the loss. No, take the fucking loss.
And walk away.
And there's another trade. Swing the bat again.
Regroup.
This trade didn't work. 200.
Yeah, I like that.
And maybe even it's not a bad idea for you to set your PDLL at 300. Why? That allows you only one trade, and then to have the mental discipline to say, okay, I took a trade, I lost once, let me switch accounts. I have a lot of accounts, let me switch accounts. Clean slate, new trade, fresh trade. That account lost 200. I had the protective PDLL at 300, just in case I screw up, just in case my brain starts to, convince me to do stupid shit. So that 300 PDLL is there. And if that's hit, fuck off. You really have to exit the trade and it'll do it for you. And then you move on to your next account. And hopefully at that 300 loss, you'll say to yourself, shit, I was an idiot. I should have only lost 200. I modified my thesis again, but at least the penalty was only an extra $100. And then you move to another account. You switch accounts. That's what I would tell my boys.
Right now, we might switch accounts if this account takes a shit.
You have to figure out what's good for you, but it's somewhere in the 200 to 500 level.
I like the 3. I even like the 3. I like the 4, but I kind of like the 3 even better. I like the 3 even better because that will allow me.
Yeah, seeing that you're habitual, and this is coming up, you know,
more often than it should.
Exactly. I think the 300 is. I would tell my boys, this is one trade, switch accounts. You have enough accounts, that's fine. Take one loss, move. I mean, I even have that in my rules over here. Hold on. It's not like something I'm preaching. And one loss, rotate account. It's the first rule on my risk sheet. Actually, I think I have it on the top of my screen. Let me remove my
That's a good rule to have. Look, that's a good rule to have. If you're not copy trading accounts, because if you're copy trading accounts, you take one trade and then you're pretty much done. But if you're not copy trading accounts, it gives you the ability to take a trade, be wrong, take another trade, be wrong,
exactly.
and then you know, eventually you'll snap out of it and be like, dude, what are you doing? Either you stop trading, or you're gonna keep ending up with daily loss limits on all of your accounts.
But you put on the training wheels, and you do it with one account, and then you copy. Then if it's going well, I got my 300 PDLL.
No.
I think.
Listen, no.
Wait. I didn't finish. I didn't finish. No. You got the PDLL. That's what I'm saying. The 300 PDLL. You take one loss, you rotate accounts. You do it on one account. Eventually, if you're doing this well, and you're respecting your rules, and you're taking your one loss at 200 and you're rotating, then you can start to copy. You'll copy trade, let's say, one account. Now, so you're doing 2 accounts because you're copy trading to one account with the same structure. And if it's going well, then you can go to 3 accounts, and you can try to start to build it up to, I don't know. Honestly, I don't think anyone should be copy trading more than 4 accounts.
I think it
unless you have the ability to try to, go through 20 in a day and then try to get back up on the horse. But, it's.
Oof, boy, this is abuse on this one. Thanks, market. This account might go. Come on. And we can't add, right? Like, we can't add. That's the thing now, right? If we would have de-risked a little bit when we were even down 500, we could have. And this is how it's done, guys. We're going to show it on the AM session and on the evening session, how to blow accounts today.
Good job, Woodchip.
Woodchip still killing it over there?
I hit a 30-pointer.
It's nice, Woodchip. You don't need more than 30 points, man. We're over here stuck with this volatility, and we're trading and looking for 150, 200 point moves. Man, 30 points pays, right? The market is moving normal. We're trading. Hey, what's up, David? Just tune in. We're about to blow another account here, David. It's not looking good. This account's not looking good right now. So it's suffering over here. And it doesn't look like it has a chance for recovery. We're literally in that zone, futures. We just hit the box. The fact that I didn't add, at least it kept it alive this long. I don't know if it's gonna take another swing down. It very well could, but it's all right. I'll get better, man. I'll get better at this.
My wife just came home. Give me a minute. I'll be back in a minute.
Absolutely.
Or two. Okay.
Eight watching. Jeez, why does everybody want to watch me when we got shitty trades in? What's up, everybody? 9 watching now. I love it. What volatility, guys. What movement. This is the most entertaining thing, bro. Thanks, David. That makes me feel good, at least. At least I fucking amuse you. It's not fun to watch proper trading. I don't know, man. I would prefer to be taking some proper trades, dude. You know, I'm not happy with myself today. I even said in the beginning of the stream, I'm not happy with how I'm trading today. You know, I went into not so much revenge trading early, you know, at the end of the day, but kind of, right? We did well, right? Like I did really well. Here, like check it out, David. I'll show you a little something, right? That's how we ended the day. All right, so the day ended nice. You had a good run. There's no earlier aside from the blown ones. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. I gotta remember those two. And I gotta remember the analysis and what I'm looking for and try to stick with it. And hopefully we, you know, we fix that. And we fix the parts we keep screwing up on. But that's gonna come with time, guys. That'll just come with time. And so we took out this low now. So I'd like to see that high. I'd like to see, oops. Would like to see that high get tapped in, but who knows? Who knows? Asia session, guys. The market's volatile as hell. 10 watch. How do I have 10 people watching me right now? What is going on? All right, there's 10 people. Come on. I hope you guys brought in some of the heat here, you know, some of the good luck. Let's get this trade hopefully back in the green. Four micros so quickly to put you. I mean, 60 points, guys. $1,000. Like 160, 140 points, $1,000, dude. What is that, dude? $140 points needs to be 1 micro, guys. 1 micro. This volatility is 1 micro. I can't do it anymore. I can't. I gotta stick with 1, man. I gotta stick with 1. I'm long 268. Well, if you're long wood chip, maybe I got a shot, bro. If you're long, maybe I have a shot. Shot in the dark, but it's a shot, right? Shot in the dark, but it's a shot. If wood chip is long, guys, this market has a good chance of going long. To hit wood chip's TP though, right? Wood chip is going to get tagged. He's going to get tagged and bagged. He's going to get his profits. And we're still going to be in the red though, guys. Why? Because we're stuck in a trade like a moron again. Right? Just sitting here trying to ride out this loser. So, whatevers. Whatevers. Stay consistent, guys, right? We're consistently shitting the bed. So at least we're staying consistent. So we're following some of our game plan. We're consistently taking dumps these last few days. Good reads and shitty trading.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, that was a little longer than I anticipated. The algo went short. The algo's not really.
And the algo's probably right. And the algo's probably right. This is how Joker gets wrecked over here, because the algo went short, guys. Which algo is it, Futures? Is it the one that's been winning lately or the one that's been losing lately?
No, the one that's been winning.
Oh shit.
Yeah, its target is 18,220. It's not that far away.
I'm just teasing, man. I'm just trying to laugh a little. That's all.
We were already down to 18,192. No, you have to fix this process. This cycle that you're in. You have to break out of it.
I gotta break out of it. I know. We gotta get better.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we will.
I mean, off
We'll
stream.
talk about it. We'll figure out. See if we can figure out a nice solution for it. Maybe a better game plan. But right now, let's see if we get a break. Let's see if we get a break.
Oh, shit.
I do have a shot though here, Futures. I got a good shot. Wood chip went long. Wood chip went long.
268.
Wood chip. Yep, wood chip went long. So there's hope.
Yeah.
There's hope in this trade.
And the algo might be closing its trade in 10 seconds. I'm not sure. It's hard to see, but it's possible. No, it's still short. Another 1 minute break strike. See if it retests. Hey, how come I don't see your chat up properly? Whoa! Well, the party's in Joker's room today, eh?
I saw there was a couple people in here. I'm not too many people are chatting. I've got a couple of people that I know on stream. They're chatting.
Guys,
but yeah, I saw that. We've got quite a few people in here.
Hit the subscribe.
I'm hoping maybe we get some stream love. Maybe we get some stream love over here and it goes long. You know?
Give them a bump on the subscribe and the likes. Let me refresh the page and see what we got. There better be at least 5 likes. And come on, we can get a subscribe. Get them to 5 likes. Okay, get them to 71. Get them to 71. Somebody click that button, put a smile on his face.
Nah, that's not gonna put a smile on my face today.
Today,
what's gonna put a smile on my face is to stop doing stupid shit. If I can find myself stopping to do the dumb stuff that I've been doing, and including now, then maybe I'll feel better. But I'm I don't like how I'm trading. I don't like what I've been doing lately.
Well, I'll tell you what about your trading. It's not sustainable.
No, absolutely.
This kind of execution, not your setups, your execution, and you're moving the stops, and that's not sustainable.
Correct.
Or rephrase it. Would you, if you were to give somebody cash, would you want him trading that way, him or her? Would you want him or her trading your?
No, obviously not. Of course not.
So there you go. Now you know your answer, and then we'll work on fixing it somehow, some way, in a way that is palatable for you and fits your personality, but in a way that makes sense. That makes you forces you to respect your rules.
Right.
I'll tell you from first-hand experience. I mean, I'm being forced to respect my rules. I'm fortunate to have my son here, who's on my back when I don't, giving me a face of disapproval.
Yeah. You need that. We need that sometimes, Futures. We do. We need that.
He knows I can do better, and he knows these are stupid mistakes that are dropping me back or dropping me down. Unnecessary losses. That's a good word. They're unnecessary losses.
They are.
They're not part of the plan.
They are. It doesn't matter that this account cost me $85, right?
No, that's irrelevant.
It's not the point. It's irrelevant, exactly, because we'll take this on to the next account and the next account and the next account. So that's the truth. That is the reality. I do like how we reacted, where we reacted. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Should come back to 18,289 and reject. What's at 18,289? Oh, it's not that far away.
Oh, man.
That was a long move down, but it is 8:30.
I almost added 8 contracts there, futures, just to I would have been in profit.
Is that
I almost did another
part
stupid
of your
move.
process?
No.
Then you shouldn't be doing it. Doesn't matter if it would have been in profit. If it's not part of your process, then
absolutely not.
Then it's impulsive trading. It's revenge trading, or whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry. It's the same truths that I have to face every day, and I'll preach them to you too.
We're not gonna do it. We're gonna if this thing's gonna abuse us, it's gonna abuse us. We already broke a couple rules. One primarily, right? Well, multiple. We didn't get stopped out, and we moved our stop. So we're just gonna let it ride, and we're gonna see what it does. We're gonna see how this plays out. If it doesn't go in our favor, it doesn't go in our favor. If we can get, even maybe de-risking a little, right? Even if we can de-risk a little bit in the red, couple of hundred down, several hundred down, whatever, we'll even consider that. Why not? But I don't know that we're gonna have that kind of luck here.
What was that? That was a 3 lot?
Ooh.
Very mechanical, maybe even rigged.
What is?
Oh, I don't know. Woodchip wrote very mechanical, maybe even rigged. I didn't know what he was referring to. Let's get up to 42. Put my finger on the stop button. 34, 35.
And we're coming into that 850 macro, so...
There we go. Chipped away a little bit. Not a lot. 4 candles up on every move. Yeah? Right. 1, 2, 3. Maybe. Oh, it's true.
My camera will be up in a couple of minutes, guys. I know it's not the same when you don't see the emotional distress in my face.
Candle count is my friend's thing, but I see it a bit now. Look, you can use the moon and the stars to frame your trades. As long as you manage them correctly, have a good risk-return profile, and you've identified that that system has edge. It could be a candle count, it could be anything. This count failed. Well, I don't know if you mean just on this trade or not. There are, everybody's system fails, or if you mean in the long run, and if in the long run it failed, then...
Who said that? I can't even... Am I not even seeing the stream?
It's on mine. Then maybe he didn't...
Oh, there it is.
...really prove out that it had edge. Look, you can test it out also even on... And if FG come across prior to high, we're going up. You can even test it out on an eval account. No big deal. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm against that, testing out a system on an eval account. Just keep proper statistics. I posted in Jokers too. That's all. Just keep proper stats. Like, I really never got the question to maybe. No, I don't think I ever got the question. People asking me why I run the algos on sim and not take them.
Yeah, why don't you hook up the algo to one of your evals?
I'm still proving them out. The opening drive, it just makes and loses too much money.
Okay.
I'm not comfortable with those kinds of swings. Maybe on it could do great, I think, on a 150K account with $5,000 drawdown. And you take 1 or 2 micros, but it's going to take you 2 months, let's say, to pass the account.
That's all right, but you should.
It is all right. Yeah, it is all right. It's just not something that I want to do. So, but it's wrong. That's probably a bad decision. But yeah, it would take a long time. But is it a bad decision though? Right? Like the reality is that you're doing it on a paper account and you're getting data. So that's the most important thing. It's the data. Yeah, and I'm tracking it in the Discord. I don't update it every day, but it's updated up until I think last Thursday or something. And I told you yesterday it had on the new tracking on the Discord, it had a little bit of a bad period, but it recovered this week, and I think it's overall green now. And it'll continue the equity curve will continue to go up. I have full confidence in that, especially with this type of volatility. Just like I said, you have to trade it. You have to trade it conservative because the swings are large in the amount of points that it'll win or lose, and you can't trade a lot because, you can't go to 5 micros or a mini because you'll end up blowing the account. So you just got. It's a grinded out. It's a grinded out type of system. Let's put it that way.
I'm here with 4 micros and I'm feeling it, so I get it.
Yeah, like I told you the other day, Tuesday, I think it was. It had a winner at 250 points. But yesterday, I think it lost 150. So
I don't think this account's going to survive, guys. I'm seeing one more extension down to probably right into this blue box right here. And that right there should be blowing it, I think. I can't see it. I can't see us bouncing here. Unfortunately.
Well,
202 and we are gold on a big short.
It's a strong move down, but the one thing I see in your favor is that we're past 830. So maybe the 830 rotation.
Yeah, I mean, if that is the case, if hypothetical, right? Remember, yesterday it happened a little later, didn't it? Maybe? I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, yesterday I don't even think it happened, to be honest with you. I think it just continued.
You're probably right. You're probably right. You are probably right. But it's, nothing changed. Again, I'm still ultimately looking for lower targets, right? And this doesn't have to happen. This is a hypothetical. We have the first green line sitting right here, which we tapped into. I moved these up a little earlier today, but I had realigned it to something like this. So regardless, I feel like we do have a pump incoming. I just hope I can survive to take the pump. Either way, I think we should be approaching, right? Either here, a little bit lower, somewhat of a 300, 400, 500 point pump. So I am anticipating that. I am, right? I'm projecting that to happen based on what I'm analyzing. Can it go up a little bit higher when we get there? Yes, I think it can. I think it has potential to reach those other targets, to get to 152. But with this kind of volatility, it's so tough to find an entry, to put a stop, to not feel like I'm getting consumed by the market, man. Right? Because I enter, sometimes I enter early.
Potentially change from low time frame charts to higher time frame charts.
That's the thing. I do
go to
trade.
The 5 minute off for your entries.
I trade. That's what I trade. The entry doesn't work on the 5 because that's when you have those 150 point stops. That's what I kind of use to dictate my real invalidation levels if I'm trading a 5 minute chart. And that's what this volatility makes so difficult, right? That's where the struggle comes into play.
Algo went
Right? You
long.
have to go down to the lower time frames to find an entry, but the lower time frames get invalidated in many cases, right? The lower time frames might give you an entry, but that entry it's going to be a false entry, right? It'll give you somewhat of a somewhat of a model, but then it invalidates and it does something completely different where you're expecting the model to play out. So the lower time frames are extremely tricky, and then you take the time, you try to take the trade on the higher time frame, and you're stuck not really knowing where to put your stop, or your risk is just too high. So I'll get invalidated way too many times in terms of not taking the trade because I have a $700 risk, right? It's a 200-point risk, 300-point risk, depending on what it is, right? Depending on with these gaps, they're massive. They're massive. So it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll get through this volatility, I'm sure. And maybe in the meantime, while it remains volatile, I'll actually figure out how to enter better, right? But I think what I need to do is I need to go back to the one singular micro trades. That'll give me enough to even take, if let's say I have a $300 daily drawdown, right? Daily stop loss, whatever, daily limit.
Personally,
right? That's 150 points on one micro. All right, so that's a big enough move where if it's gonna make that kind of a move, just at that point, you get stopped out. You were really invalidated, right? But at least you could take the trade that you're looking for with a decent invalidation level. So I got to go back to one micro. I have to.
well, now you have this morning's performance and this evening's performance.
Both aligning beautifully.
If you had just taken your initial stop, reset it, looked for another entry with a stop, if it was wrong, taken that stop again, do you think and believe you would have been better off than if you did it the way you did? I think the obvious answer is yes, if you understand my question.
I'm not obvious. Yeah, I don't even think that's something that I need to answer because it's that obvious.
It's that obvious.
That's the reality.
And
I mean, we're about to blow the account right here.
This is going to keep happening because the markets sometimes do just go one way. And you're a little bit of a counter trend trader. That's the types of setups that you're looking for.
Yes, you're absolutely correct.
And there are days when the market just keeps chugging along.
Trending.
It just keeps chugging along in its direction, which means that this is going to keep happening to you if you don't make a change that you think is right anyways.
All right, here we go. It's about to rip us.
That you just take your loss and set up another trade. Who knows? You might have even found a short trade in this and then ended up even for the day,
and something. We blew the account, guys. That's how we do it. That's how it's done. And it's gonna. The crazy thing is, futures. It's gonna blow. It's gonna get to the level, and then it's gonna rip. Right, and I knew it too. I should have cut it when I was $1,000 down still, and then just got back in down here.
No, what you should have done is you should have taken your first stop. That's what you should have done.
First stop, absolutely,
No,
absolutely.
you shouldn't have taken it at 1,000. That's already making a decision. I mean, yeah, in hindsight and whatever, but you shouldn't even have had to have put yourself in a place where you have to make that decision. Just take your small stops, rotate accounts, move on.
Look at this. I can't believe that it actually hit my level right here, and then it's gonna go, bro. So stupid. I'm telling you, it's my stupidity. We entered with one micro, like we said. I got a stop. I got a hard stop down right now on this account.
And it doesn't need to happen.
We got a hard
It's avoidable.
stop on the book.
That's the word. It's avoidable, right?
100%.
Losses in trading are not avoidable, but this kind of result is avoidable.
I'm just
preventable, avoidable and preventable.
I get frustrated that I do this kind of stupid shit, right? And I know exactly how it's going to react, right? I know exactly, like, as I'm in the trade and I'm down 400, I see the sell. The reason my invalidation was valid at that first level was because if it gets past that level, I see the market dropping another 200 points, right? And 300 points. And I see that. I know that.
Stop 142.
Even though the map over dance needs to, oh, we're talking about Call of Duty over here, these guys. You guys are talking about video games. You know, perfect example is one micro trade at the correct level, and I'm already up $100 on this trade, right? With one micro. So stupid. So stupid.
Well, let's make this the last time.
Let's do that. I like that. Let's do that. We're gonna put those daily stops on there, those daily limits.
Yep.
When we wrap up the stream today, and that's it. That's it. We're gonna follow that plan.
Hey, look, if you don't like it, here's the thing: if you don't like it, you can always modify it. You know, you're not stuck to it. You're not marrying it. So
no, right, of course.
Definitely put it into place and see how fast can we call trades and make money. I can do it pretty fast. I can also lose money pretty fast. Oh, I got another entry. I'll add a little bit. Let's go. Let's go, you fucker. Go. Come on. Fuck. Really? What did I got it right to the tick? And it didn't go?
Woodchip says retest 208. Woodchip, I say we retest 18,700. On the low end.
Okay, what was the damage? Not too much. Okay, it's 8:49. You want to wrap it up and we'll get to work on
putting those hard stops. Yes, yeah. Those hard. Yeah, we could do that.
Let's wrap it up and get that done. I'll end red.
Oh, you guys witnessed some some more shitty trading from the Joker trades. You know, my name aligns with my name, right? The Joker.
Well,
so it is what it is.
Let's just not look backwards. Let's look forward and see how great things are going to go from now on.
Oh, the camera's been off.
Once
sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, once we put some stuff.
Once we give it a nice little two week to a month run with these,
let's see how
with these daily losses, I like it. I'm feeling good about it. Honestly, I think I feel really good about it. I think that with the daily loss limit in place, futures, I think I can see some real progress, right? Because it's going to help me fix the one issue that I have, and that's not accepting losses.
Yep. No, this type of trading, like I said, this type of trading is not sustainable. These types of trades are avoidable. They're preventable. And we'll put it into place. Okay, so let's wrap it up. You're good, Joker? We'll wrap it up?
Yeah, I am. Guys, peace out from me. Good evening. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry for the shitty trades these last two streams. Hopefully we get better. Hopefully we fix it.
Yep.
And, that's it for me. See you guys tomorrow. I'll let futures wrap up.
We do our best. As you guys see, everyone is prone to making mistakes in discipline. And best thing to do is just look inside yourself and find a way to, animal patterns. Find a way to fix them. You have to find a way to fix, work on your demons and find a way to fix them. So with that being said, It is Thursday, so this is our last stream for the evening.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on Monday on the PM streams. That's
Monday
right.
on the PM, and of course, me and Joker will be streaming solo tomorrow morning at 9:15 approximately. So I hope you guys can take the time to join us. Hit the subscribe and the like button. It's always appreciated. And we'll see you in the AM. Take care, guys.
Thanks, guys. Good night.